How you doing, Officer Ruderman, Officer Hill? I'm doing good. Just giving you guys a courtesy. I'm checking in. I'm doing my thing. 1A, 2A. I am armed, but I'm not. I just do my thing. I'll be out of here shortly.
Okay. Yeah.
So.
No worries, man.
Okay. Thank you. You guys have a good evening. Be safe.
Yeah. You too, sir. Have fun.
Okay. So again, courtesy check-in with the police. Let them know what I'm doing. In case they get a call and someone's concerned, they go, "Oh yeah, that guy, he's good. We know him." So. Go in here and use the restroom. Again, it's Blue Lives Matter, stopping in at 422 to use the restroom. We'll be out here in a second. How you doing, Officer Linares? You too, sir. So again, that is the sign that we come down here about. Because again, carrying the firearm, where we're allowed to, is an issue. At least the owner of the security company's made it clear to his guards that that sign's bogus, and that's what we like to see. The guards not disrespecting anyone. They make a good job. They're not interfering with people's rights. They're not bothering people. As you saw, I went in and used the restroom and I exited. No issues, no problems, and again, that is why I do what I do with follow-ups, because it's important to show good officers just as much as it is important to show bad officers. So I'll have to edit my body camera because I left it running, but I made sure I didn't expose anyone in the restroom. But either way, again, when I do what I do, it's not just to come out here to harass security guards. Some people say, "Oh, you're just out there bothering guards," and that's not it. I'm out here to make sure that no one interferes with our rights, and that when there are issues, that they have been resolved. Again, the owner of that company resolved that issue, and as you saw, I just walked in with my firearm. The guard saw me. He knows I'm carrying. He did not say a word to me. Polite, respectful, and that's all that we can ask. We're going to head back down over towards the Alamo now, guys. So I'll just leave it there until I'm ready to leave. And again, I'm not a big fan of open carry anyway because it does cause alarm. But as a rights activist, there are times where I do have to open carry to prove that. And that's one of the things, like I said, when I do these tours throughout the downtown area, when I see signs like that and I go, these are the signs that get the city sued. We've got to address it. The city has to address it. The city attorney knows you can't enforce that sign. So again, there's problems with it. Past the restricted areas, you guys have the lock boxes. Everything's good there. It's just the fact that that sign can't even be here.
Okay, well, thanks for letting him know about that. Nothing he can do about it.
Oh, I know that.
But so I checked, and apparently there's nobody from District 5 in the building right now. I don't know if they're maybe at the field office.
Okay.
There's usually someone at the field office if you want to try there.
Okay.
Or at minimum there you have your contact information, so they'll be back with you whenever you want.
Okay. Well, I do appreciate that, Officer.
Thanks for coming by.
Yeah, I will.
It's
I'm gonna.
always good to have a citizen come by.
Yeah, I'm gonna retrieve my firearm like I was telling him. I just left it in there so other people going by aren't like, "Hey, there's an armed guy in here." It does cause concern.
Consideration. We appreciate it.
Okay. Well, thank you again. If you see me around, I mean, I'm sure this is probably a routine post for you, but if you see me downtown, this is what I do. I film all the time.
We'll say hi to each other.
Okay. Thank you.
It'll be good to see you again. All right,
So,
take care, sir.
this is Blue Lives Matter. I'm going to go ahead and check out of here. I'm going to grab my firearm and continue with my 2A audit. Again, at this point, I'm not going to be able to speak with anyone down here. But again, that sign there is the huge flag. again, past the restricted area, they can restrict your right to have a firearm. But again, they can't do that in this public lobby. They were good and polite about it, and that's what we expect, and I'm signing out. Howdy. I'm doing great. Yourself? You're with Centro San Antonio, the volunteer organization, right?
I work for Centro. Our company, it works for all the businesses in the downtown kind of thing. But, we're going around trying to have a smile on our face in the heat. You got a smile on yours, so that's a good thing.
Hey, that's what we like to see. You guys are always excellent ambassadors. I noticed your name tag says ambassador, and that's what you guys are. You represent the city well, and we appreciate that. I'm a rights activist. You see me out here protesting sometimes, or just filming. These are the types of things that I need people to see about my city, that's good about the city. And so, like I said, you just smiling at me, I appreciate that. It shows people that, even though you may be concerned, some people may go, why is this guy walking around with a gun? And I'm like, it's not threatening. I'm not threatening anyone with it. I do this to show people that we have a right to do it, that you can open carry in the state of Texas, and you can do it in a respectful way.
Well, I have a carry and conceal permit.
There you go. And more than likely, you're like, man, you probably don't normally carry open carry. You probably normally carry concealed.
I do.
And that's usually what I do on occasions when I'm doing what I'm doing now. I have to open carry to do
You're
that.
making a point.
Yeah.
And that's good. That's you have a First Amendment right, freedom of speech and expression, and a Second Amendment right to carry. And that's important. We need to preserve those.
It is, and engaging people, even people who don't agree with it in a respectful manner, helps that out. Not everybody understands or appreciates that. I understand that, but again, being polite and respectful with people about it is the way to educate them and let them know, hey, not everything that you hear is necessarily true. And again, there's so many people in this wonderful city, and tourists included, that have been misled by some of the things. For example, the city has no guns in city building signs that are not legal. And I pressed to get the city to take those down, because a tourist comes down and says, oh, I can't even walk into this public restroom because they have this sign, but the sign's not legal. And that discourages tourists who come here that believe they have a right to protect themselves. They do. So, I apologize, Elizabeth. My name's Corey. If you ever see me down here asking questions, feel free to ask. I do appreciate your time. Okay, thank you very much. Again, that's one of our ambassadors with Centro San Antonio. That is a pseudo nonprofit organization. I say that because it's supported by both tax dollars and by businesses that contribute separate tax to having certain areas of the downtown area represented by them. They help tourists out all the time. You'll see them out here picking up trash or just helping tourists, answering questions, being friendly. Now, some of my viewers may notice that the volunteer of that, I brought that to the appropriate people's attention, and so they're no longer doing that. Again, that was just an officer issue. The officer had an ego problem that day, and that's going to happen anytime you go out and you audit. Sometimes you're going to get officers who have ego problems, and they try to make an issue where there is no issue. So again, as you see today, absolutely no issues down here. These security guards are doing what they need to do. All these tourists are down here appreciating the fact that they got a chance to come out to the Alamo, the Shrine of Texas Freedom. Some of them will pay for an audio tour, which is a little bit better than the tour if you just walk through. It gives you more information. If you come down here and you can afford it, I would recommend that you pay for it. If you can't, the tour is free. You do not have to pay to go inside the Alamo. You do have to get a ticket either way because they limit the number of people that can go through.
I tell everyone.
So the Alamo does request that you not film inside, so I'll be turning off my camera while I'm inside the Alamo. I'll turn it back on once I get outside of the actual chapel. Again, that's a respect thing for you people who are ardent rights activists. You know, you say whatever you want. Being respectful goes a long way, in my opinion, to reinforcing that we're allowed to do what we do. So I'm turning off my camera. Blue Lives Matter again. You're inside the Alamo, and again, you can view your photos inside there. It is the gift shop. This area you can film in. They just don't want you filming in the chapel, and that's something that, again, I agree with every time I come here. I'm polite. I respect them. They respect me, and that's what we expect. So, how you doing?
You doing all right today?
Yes, sir. Yourself?
Good. Can't complain, man.
Yeah, you know me. You see me all the time, right?
No,
Oh, okay.
It's a pleasure meeting you. I'm sorry.
Okay, no, it's okay. I'm a rights activist. I come down. You see I'm armed, but I'm no ill intents.
Well, hey, Ranger Flores. Nice to meet you, sir.
Thank you, Ranger Flores. Again, I do this. I show my viewers. You guys are perfectly okay with it. Some people are like, what? They don't understand it, but it is what it is. This is a shrine of freedom, and we want to make sure that we let all of our viewers know, or people that do what we do, that the Alamo Rangers respect our rights down here. And it's like I tell them, I say, you guys have the no filming inside, and people are going to do it, but I tell them, I say, it's respectful. Just take off your hat, come outside, film again, no big deal.
A whole lot of things have changed in that perspective as well. A lot of times when these rules were set into place, it was back in the 30s, 40s when they were still doing
flash photography, and that's why those were in place, and people don't get that, and that's why I say, you guys aren't going to come down on a guy for videoing, but if that's the rule, be polite, be respectful, and
I couldn't agree more.
And again, that's one of the things that I try to tell people, because trust me, when people do similar things to what I do, for example, I have a sign that says, bless the good, please. And there's something in there that's not very nice, and it says, fuck pigs who read small print, because I've had cops come up and go, you're panhandling, let me see your sign. And I'm like, okay, read it. And then they go, you're baiting me. And I'm like, no, I'm not. I wasn't panhandling, but you assume that. So, people who do what I do, we can be jerks at times, but at the same time, we're just about getting our message out and being respectful.
The biggest thing I find is that a lot of time people don't listen to understand, they listen to respond, and you're just trying to argue and get a point when all you have to do is maybe just listen and try to see a different point of view. And so much things would be better in the world, don't you think?
I agree with you. Probably about 2 months ago, I was out and I was filming, and you have these ghost tours that work at night.
Yes.
And this guy was mad because I was filming. His ghost tour went through it's an open public area, and he walks up to me and he says, you can't film me because this is a private paid tour and you didn't pay me. And I said, who are you? Do I know you? Yeah, it was on your property, actually. And he got mad, and I said, just go back to your tour. And then he went up to a couple of your guards and was trying to get me kicked off. And they were like, dude, just leave the property if you don't want to be filmed here. And I was like, thank you so much.
Yeah,
now, of course, again, things like when people do what I do, people get upset about it. And he told his people in his group, hey, call the police and say he's harassing you. And of course they responded, and I'm like, I got everything on film. Go talk to the 2 Alamo Rangers. But again, like what you're saying, if you're quiet and you talk to people,
Yeah.
it goes a long way. And for about 3 weeks, I came down, and being the jerk I am, I'm like, I'm going to film your tour now because you told me I can't. I mean, that's it's. But I mean,
to get me to do something, tell me not to.
Yeah, and I'm like, and I laugh because these street preachers, I document them all the time. I'm like, I don't care what your message is, you have a right to say it. I mean, I agree with it, but these street preachers were following these guys, and I mean, they were borderline harassing them, going, oh, that's a sin, and I'm like, and you guys got mad at me for just filming you, but this guy's following you, telling all your people they're going to go to hell, and this, and I was just like,
freedom of speech.
It is what it is,
brother.
But either way, I want to keep you tied up. I appreciate
No
it.
problem. Hey, just for my own personal knowledge,
Yeah.
Are you practicing your constitutional right to carry?
Yes,
Or
sir.
Okay.
When you ask that, are you asking, do I also have a license to carry?
No, I'm just acting for protecting your constitutional right to carry. Since Texas is now a constitutional carry
Yes.
state,
Um,
just because if people come to me and they may be alarmed, I can give them a proper answer. Say, don't worry about it. You're practicing his right.
Yeah, that's actually why I'm doing it. Normally when I carry concealed. I don't like open carry. I didn't like it when the state went to it.
Yeah.
But today, I've gone to City Hall. I've gone to several public areas, and I do it again. I educate my viewers. I let people see, because a lot of people do have questions. A lot of people are just not educated about it.
Exactly.
And I used to carry an AR-15 to do the same thing, but honestly, that evokes too many strong reactions, and I can do the same thing simply by doing this.
Yes, sir.
This isn't like, someone over there is not going to look and go, oh,